Alright guys, so you can see from the little snippets of video, we've got the cab set up and ready to go onto the frame. We've got the frame outside, turned around, and that was the first time I had driven this truck in like 7-8 months. So we drove it just around the yard to turn it around. But anyway, you can kind of see behind me how we have this rigged up. The 4x4s help take the strain of the trusses. The back of the cab here is actually not that heavy, but in the gist of things, we just wanted to be sure. Then we have the front on the engine crane. I'll go up there and kind of show you a little bit more about that. There's not a really good place to get underneath the cab down in the way here as to pick this thing up and actually have something to hold on to. So we went around to these little body pieces down here with the chain, and it hooked in just fine. It's pulling the metal a little bit. We got a little bit of pressure on it, but I think it's going to work just fine. Literally the weak point is this bolt right here. Kind of sketchy, I know, but I think this is like one of the only options minus manpower. So the idea is we roll the frame out there, just drive it straight in here and under here, and we'll have to take some wheels, tires off and stuff like that. I'll keep you guys filled in as we go along. So yeah, making big moves today. All right guys, so the most crucial and critical part of the entire job from January 14th to now was just achieved about 95%. We got the rest of the 5% to go, and it should be fairly easy, but we have the frame somewhat underneath the cab. So if anything was to fall, it's going to fall on the frame. Still be a pain, but the trusses are holding in. They were making a little bit of noise earlier, but the trusses are holding. Even this guy here was making some noise, but everything's holding like it's supposed to. So now it's just going to be a matter of managing, getting it lined up, and getting the body mounts and the body lift underneath of it while we get this done. So I'm going to pan around here and let you guys see it, and we're getting back to work. And guys, we are at 100% on that task. So as you can see, the bed is next. I'll give you a shot of the seat. So I'm really a big fan of those poly mounts because they look and they fit good. They're not mashed down really bad, just fitting in there really nice. I also got them red because it just kind of screams like, hey, these are different than like factory ones, or like they've been replaced. They're not OEM rubber, just not so much for the hot rod aspect, but just like, hey, look at this is different than what it would be or could be. So just kind of, yeah, anyway. So yeah, we're looking pretty good here. And while we have the helping hands, we're just gonna go ahead and set the bed on and get moving with that. So that's gonna be another time lapse. It's just that kind of work, nothing really spiffy or I don't know, artsy or anything like that to make cool transitions and stuff like that with. So it's just gonna be putting the bed on. So I'll update you guys when we get that done. All right, guys, so as you can see, the bed's on and looking good. It's a glare in the light, not a glare in the paint. Anyway, it's on, it's good to go. Now, moving on to, not sure yet, but we're gonna be just moving right along into something else, probably like button some stuff up on the back or getting the interior, just going and wrapping all that stuff up before I start on the front. Because once I start on the engine and like all of the radio, all that stuff, the whole front end, that's going to have to be my brain on that only, because I'd really like to have everything up into the firewall done. Might get that just out of my brain, and then, yeah, be ready to tackle this up here. So I'm going to work on that stuff and just kind of keep rolling along. Alright guys, so I don't know where we left off in the last video, but as you can kind of see, we're in assembly mode here, just kind of plugging away. Like I said, I'm just trying to knock this stuff out and just get it assembled. I don't foresee time-lapsing all the assembly stuff being that great. Anyway, kind of show you what we're working on at the moment. We put a 2014 bumper on, and it is not extremely sound. See, it kind of moves a little bit. The box didn't come with any instructions or anything like that, and I didn't put two and two together when I should have, but we had to spend a lot of time making custom brackets for the corners here to get to even get it to mount up, because we have a 3-inch body lift with a different bumper back here, and none of that stuff's lining up. So this is the part that we forgot. So that's scaling that thing down and getting it ready to grind down, and then we're going to clean it up and paint it, but then be able to support the bumper with that. So that should make that all good to go. We also had to make special little cups for the body mounts, because the package of body mounts didn't come with the metal top, and I'll show you what that was, because I actually have a OE body mount here. These right here. This thing right here did not come with these, so I wasn't going to spend $300 on a set of body mounts just to get those metal caps. So we made some, and they're a little haphazard, but like I think they're going to work out just fine. So they sit right here on top of that, and what this is doing is stopping this right here from happening. You can kind of see it's getting smashed down in there, and it's not doing a very good job. And that bolt that's through there is only hand tight. It's really just hand tight in there. So it's the whole weight of the cap just smashing that poly down. So we are making these caps so that they fit in there just fine. So, and then that'll actually solve this body line issue here. So the fender's mounted, but because these are so smashed and we've got these caps on up here, that it's actually separating the body line, and then we'll be able to pick the cab up, and with that being fixed, and then that gap will close. So we're just plugging away, giving you guys a little update here, going through some of the video. I don't know where I left off, but yeah, we're moving along, getting things put together, and by the end of this video there'll be a reveal of hopefully this thing running and driving out of this barn. So I'm going to get back to work and catch you guys up here later. Hey guys, it's been weeks and weeks and weeks throughout this entire video, so I'm just kind of bringing you up to speed of where we're at. So yeah, we got the truck pretty much assembled. Everything from here back is pretty much done. The interior just needs a couple things, but it's pretty much done. Like minute things, whatever. And we got pretty much the front end done and the engine all wired in. So everything's looking pretty decent. We've got some inner fender wells to get on this side. I've got the one for this side. The metal and brackets and all this stuff still got to go underneath here. This is just sitting here. We kind of ran into an issue with our body lift and the actual mounting stuff that I made for the air to water intercooler. So we've got to kind of redo that. We were working on it, but then the body lift kind of picked everything up. And with this bracket in the way, we can't put anything in that bolt hole that's right there. So we're kind of in a pickle with that. That's just a small update. So we're going to hopefully get this thing started today. There's no reason why we shouldn't. We have everything other than fuel. So yeah, that's the overall goal. So I'll update you guys after a while. All right, guys, so we have been able to work on the front bumper here. I got the laptop up here. I'm just kind of looking over some wiring stuff because I was having some issues, because I'm pretty sure my battery is good, but I've got it wired up right, but it's kind of intermittent, so maybe the battery just went bad over these months here while we're working on the truck. But if I put this guy on it, I should have, let's see. All right, so I'm going to start, and I don't have fuel in it, so it's just throwing spark in there. But I do have this stuff right here going on. That's promising. All right, so it cranks. So you know what that means. Time to put fuel in it and see if we can get some fire in the pipes. All right, guys, so you didn't need to see me putting fuel in it, so I'm going to fire this back up. Start. And I don't have any fuel leaks. Fuel pressure gauge, it did come up. I watched it. So we've got fuel to the engine. I did cycle the key a few times. And if you look in there, we got a little bit of fuel. So see if it hits. Ooh, let's go. Let's go. Of course it should have ran, but oh, it sounds so good. Oh, I've got so many things to check right now. So yeah, I gotta do those things. I'll catch you guys back up in a minute. All right, guys, so sorry I got a little excited there, but I got to put some water in it, power steering fluid in it, and double check the transmission fluid now. And get the front end on it. It's got 0 brake fluid in it, so I got to get all that stuff kind of going. But man, I'm just really excited. I've done a whole lot of testing. See, the battery's getting 14 volts. It's, well, 12 volts, 14 volts, whatever. It's showing that voltage, but it's not making it over to the fuse. So I don't know why. I've got wiring in the right place, but if I put 12 volts here and then the ground down here on this big heavy ground here, if I do that, then this is absolutely sending all the power it needs to start and run. And even then, all the battery lights, all the lights and stuff that would operate with the battery, that comes on with all the things that it's supposed to do. So my ground is good over here. I mean, I'll even show you. So ground here, tight, goes down under here. So here's these wires here. And because there's no wheel well, we can come right here. You can see ground. This ground goes over to here. That I can show you that in a second. And then another ground comes over here and goes to here. Now this looks painted, but that is cleaned up and good to go. And here is the engine ground right there in front of you. So that's good enough. That's always been good enough. I don't know, but I'm just super excited. So I'm not even going to stop this video here, guys. I'm going to get this thing put together, and you will see it on a test drive minimum. So just hang with me here, and I'll see you guys in a few seconds. All right, guys, so I think somewhere there's been a couple weeks since that last little clip, but yeah, kind of put together, missing a couple things, but start. Belt squealing, it's just getting new, but yeah, we're running. As soon as that pulley right down here gets cleaned up, that belt will go away. It'll stop squealing. Got this water pump extra reservoir for the supercharger. Got that mounted up. We need to throw a tie down on the battery. But hey, I'm so excited because it runs. So what we're going to do right now is bleed the brakes, burp the water, and take her for a little ride. All right, guys, so the moment that me and my dad's been waiting for, if I'm honest. My wife has been impatient, but patient at the same time. Fluids are checked, topped off and full. We did somewhat of an alignment just so I could get it down the road. We bled the brakes. Still has an issue with the radio and the windows won't go down, but that's, I think, gonna have to be for someone else to fix. But let's get it out of here. Let's see. We know it goes in gear. We checked the transmission fluid, but let's just see it drive out of here. So. just like that, guys, it's out of the barn, and I could not be more happy, if I'm honest. It's running really, really good. It looks good. I love the lights out here. But now we're just gonna do a couple drive-bys, then take it down the road, turn it around, come back, see what that feels like, and then we'll take it for a little bit more of a ride, just to kind of get it up to speed then. All right, guys, so that was a test drive. I knew I was going to go up and down the road, but we have transmission problems. I'm down a quart on the dipstick. I'm not sure as to exactly everything's going on, but it gets all the gears. Seems to be slipping, and the transmission cooler that we put in, that is hot. So we put it back in the garage. I was actually wanting to drive it home another day here, but we've got to source through some of that stuff. I do believe that the transmission is fine. It was fine driving it and all this other stuff, and then the frame snapped. So before all the rebuild, the transmission was fine, and it sat with fluid in it. It rarely got moved around or started or anything like that. So I don't know. Maybe it needs overlooked by somebody with transmissions. I've got a 4L80E sitting at the house, and all the adapters and things like that, the harness and all this stuff to convert it over. I was just hoping this transmission would last a little longer. But anyway, so yeah, this is it. I could not be more happy. This has been 750 hours roughly, and just a lot of time, you know, where I'm also working like a 60, 70 hour a week job, and we did this in roughly 10 months, 11 as far as time goes through, but there was basically a whole month off that we took off there in the middle. So anyway, yeah, just wanted to show you guys kind of just the assembly till now. So it's not done. There's actually more to come. It looks like it would be done, but we've got actually a few more add-ons to just polish it up. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this was probably a long one, a little bit of chaotic. It was spanned over a couple months of trying to film this. I just wanted to get it all in one video. I want you guys to please sub and really like the video. I got another video that's going to be coming out here in about a week or so. That's going to be completely different than anything I've done. It's actually an interview, and I'm really, really excited about it. So please subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.